The first myth today came via my Facebook page, and it basically asked what the heck is going on with Dr. Dre's long-awaited follow-up to his album 2001. Honestly, the rumors on this one have been around so long, I guess it does take on a bit of a mythical status, and the album in question is actually supposed to be called Detox. To be honest, you can find rumors and mentions of this all the way back to 2001, only a few weeks after the last album dropped. And everyone from Snoop Dogg to RZA to Eminem have referenced this album pretty much constantly since then. And you can even find a couple official release dates for it back in 2010. There was, of course, the Dr. Pepper commercial a few years back where they said the music in the background was coming from that album. And then there have been a few other single releases over the years that people say are for the Detox album. However, with Dr. Dre doing a ton of production work for so many other artists, as well as selling terrible headphones, I think it's safe to say that this album is never going to see the light of day. I mean, at this point, it's kind of making Chinese democracy look like a very quick, efficient process. Personally, I think Dr. Dre knows just how perfect his musical legacy is, and he's a little bit worried about tainting it at this point. Also, with all of that other work keeping him well paid and busy, there's really no reason for him to put it out. The guy's pushing 50, and lyrically, I don't think he has anything left to prove. So I think we can safely put the Detox album into albums that should have been forever. My second myth today came via email, and it asked about the truth behind the claim that Phish once played a 16-hour concert. While Phish certainly have a deserved reputation for playing extremely long concerts, this one is false, but only a little bit false. Playing songs that extend past 15 minutes is pretty much a staple for second set of shows by that band, and they've definitely played songs that push into an hour a number of times over the years. But the claim of this seemingly endless set dates back to 1999, and I can tell you about it firsthand because I was there. The mega set in question went down as December 31st, 1999 turned into January 1st, 2000, and it was down at the Big Cypress Seminole Indian Reservation in Florida, where the band had taken up residence for a few days along with about 160,000 fans. The band promised fans something very special for the New Year's Eve set, and the midnight to morning was rumored for weeks leading up to the show. About a quarter till midnight on the 31st, the band rode through the crowd on their infamous hot dog, and they did not leave that stage for the better part of 7.5 hours. There were portable toilets on stage if the band needed them, and they played a non-stop set from basically midnight until 7:30 in the morning. For those of us who were there, it remained something beyond special, and while it wasn't 16 hours long, it was still one of the longer sets you'll ever find. The final myth came as a request, and it questions whether or not there's a rather frustrated shout to be found in the background of the Beatles' classic song, Hey Jude. Expletives shouted by musicians during sessions have been making their way onto final cuts of songs for decades. But as one of the most well-known songs in history, you'd think this one would be common knowledge, and you'd think it wouldn't have happened because it wouldn't exactly be radio-friendly. However, this one is absolutely true, and to be honest, you don't have to listen all that hard to catch it. It occurs at about the 2-minute 58-second mark of the song, and while the actual person shouting it remains up for debate, John Lennon always claimed that it was Paul McCartney shouting because he hit the wrong note on the piano. They did bury it a bit in the overall mix, but it was purposefully left on the track, as the Beatles did enjoy making small jokes to be a little bit rebellious within their music. So those are my myths for this week. Be sure to check back here every Friday as I delve into some of the coolest stories in music history. If you've got a myth you want me to look into, you can email it to me at thedailyguru@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.